So a little bit ago on my community tab, I posted a teaser for this package. I said I had just won a Transformers Holy Grail on eBay, and I asked people to guess, and I gave a little hint. Many of the guesses were on the right path, but not a single person guessed the specific item that this is. I had a lot of guesses for Megatron, Dark of the Moon Megatron, especially since my hint was, you know what you are told, which is nothing. And a lot of people are guessing Dark of the Moon Voyager, Dark of the Moon, like, Studio Series Leader, and it's like, I've got those. A few people guessed the Unique Toys one. That one's really cool, but obviously, given the size of this box, it is not that. I had a lot of offshoot guesses, like, Hunt for the Decepticon Starscream. I've already got that one. G1 Optimus. I'm trying to think of what others. Maybe I think someone guessed Tidal Wave. I have Tidal Wave. I should do a video on Tidal Wave. A lot of other guesses on things I already have. But not a single person accurately guessed this, and I understand why. It is a Dark of the Moon Megatron, but it is a very obscure iteration of him. And it's something that I've personally been wanting in my collection for a long, long time. I will say how much I spent on this right now. So normally on eBay, this thing is like $130 to $160. I won this for $90. Still a lot, but given the scarcity and rarity of this, I was happy to pay that. I've been looking for this guy under 100, and I found it for under 100. Let me move the instructions and paperwork out of the way. I'll show those later. I want to get the figure out. This is BotCon 2015 Voyager class Megatron. And yes, this is a repaint of Transformers Prime Breakdown. This figure has been something I have wanted for so long. I want you guys to actually comment down below and let me know if you even knew about this thing before this video. Because the BotCon stuff, especially in the 2010 era, not a lot of people really know about it. I've never really been too crazed with BotCon things. This came in a whole box set. I only wanted this Megatron. I do have a few other BotCon toys in my collection. However, this is one that I really, really wanted. It's amazing seeing this mold with so much deco on it, given how the original version of Breakdown was a lot of stickers. This looks so cool. Look at all the weathering on that. Look at this. And it's got the big chrome grill. It has like the Silas Breakdown grill with all the spikes on it. So obviously this isn't a, very, very faithful iteration of Dark of the Moon Megatron. This is definitely on the homage side. It's kind of got like the canopy, it's kind of got the extra tire, and it's a green weathered rusty truck. However, it's definitely a different kind of truck. Definitely something that's not 100% to the movie. That's not the point. That's not the point of a figure like this. There are other things in the package. Because since this is actually a retool, this is very nicely packed, by the way. I need to make sure I leave positive feedback. This is a retool of an Arms Micron Takara figure. This actually came with a few different little Arms Micron guys. I do not know the names off the top of my head. I will put the names up on the screen as I show them off. But basically what Arms Microns are, if you're not familiar, they're essentially little model kits that are weapons for your Transformers characters that also turn into characters. So this guy is like a little praying mantis dude. I love him. I absolutely love him. Here's his name. He's a little praying mantis dude. One cool thing, the seller did say they've got like added stickers on them that were like unreleased stickers or something. They look really cool with those stickers. I actually don't have any versions of any of these Arms Microns specifically. So this one's kind of cool. It's kind of like a bit of a fusion cannon mixed with like an arm blade if you want to put those down. I like that one as a weapon. This one is definitely more on the fusion cannon side. This is something I will likely stick on the arm of this Megatron, especially since you do have the proper flip-out blade. This is basically the Arms Micron of Transformers Prime Megatron's gun. How does this one transform? Because all of them are little characters, every single one. I don't actually know like what even alternate mode this guy has, so I'm trying to not just go willy-nilly with it. Is it like a gorilla, maybe? Is this guy a gorilla? I don't know. These were definitely not the highlight for me. This isn't the main draw, but they're little cool Arms Microns. I feel like that head's supposed to flip out. Maybe if I flip that in. Yeah, so he's a gorilla guy. He's a little gorilla guy. It's kind of coming apart. Again, it's kind of like a little model kit thing, so it does come apart. Similar to a like a Gundam model. That's actually how a lot of these were assembled. So, okay, so it flips like that. Okay, okay. I was just flipping it in every direction except the one that actually works. So yeah, it's this little like gorilla dude. That's kind of cute. I really do like the fusion cannon mode, though. I'm definitely thinking I'm going to keep this with the figure since, I mean, it's Megatron. He needs a fusion cannon, right? And then this is also really cool because this is like the mace. It's like Megatron's mace. You can kind of see some of his robot mode showing. I'm not sure what kind of what kind of robot mode this guy's supposed to have. He's got like little feet, and then looks like this rises up, and those are like little arms, and then I think that's ooh, it's got the chain. Yeah, I forgot it's got a chain. That's so cool. This is sweet. I feel like there's supposed to be like another hinge or something. Maybe that's it. Maybe that's the robot. I'm not sure. I'm going to be frank with you. I'm not too worried about the robot modes on these, and this is not the video where you're going to see the proper transformations of these robot modes, because that's not what's important to me. Because what's important to me is this Megatron. Because I have wanted this Megatron for a long, long time. So let's actually look at these instructions real quick. So, Timelines Megatron. I don't know if it has instructions for the little guys. But that's cool. I'll definitely hold on to those. He's level 3 intermediate. Even for BotCon toys, they had to do that back in the day. That's so funny. Here's the card. This is the info card. This is really cool. So the whole premise of this box set was they were kind of like a pirate criminal group, and Megatron was the boss. This bio is very interesting. Too long didn't read. Basically, this is an alternate reality Dark of the Moon Megatron, where he was actually about to get killed by Optimus Prime, and then all of a sudden, Nothing Personnel Kid, he was warped behind Optimus Prime, and he was able to get the jump on him, and he killed Optimus and Sentinel, and he kind of became his own ruler of Cybertron, but then Hot Rod rose to power and stopped him. This is so cool. It's such a cool alternate reality. Obviously, you know, you can pause to read all of that right there. This is a really cool card. I love these bio cards. So yes, this is a Dark of the Moon Megatron that I am very, very, very happy and very excited to have in my life. The deco on this is awesome. There's actually a lot more deco on this than I thought. This is such an awesome vehicle mode. You may be wondering, too, like, $90 for this. This is a lot of money for a Voyager and a few little arms microns, and yes, it is. But this is one of my favorite molds. I have 2 of Breakdown. Oh, there's my knife. I have 2 of Breakdown, and I'm typically not the kind of guy to have, like, duplicates of molds, but I broke my first one, and I couldn't bring myself to get rid of it, so I've got, like, the original and, like, the reissue they did a couple years ago. I have Swerve, which is really nice, and I told myself I really want to get this Megatron. Definitely for under $100, and thankfully I was able to. And also, if you kind of think about it, like, if each of these were, like, $10 each, then Megatron was only $60. So, yeah, a little mental gymnastics there. Let's transform this guy. Let's transform it. I'm hoping I don't break this one like I broke my my Transformers Prime one. Definitely going to be very careful with it. I love this mold. How the legs come together. I love how that panel slots in right there. That is so cool. This guy's so sweet, man. I'm so happy I got this. This is definitely a grail for me. And I'm not surprised that no one was able to guess it, because this is a more obscure one. For sure. Interestingly, he doesn't have the Silas like molded into his chest, even though he has the Silas breakdown grill. So that's kind of interesting. He does have a new head sculpt, by the way. If you're curious, one thing that I really enjoy about BotCon figures is that they often give him new head sculpts. And for this guy, he's got like this really cool amalgamation head sculpt. I'll definitely give you guys a really good look at it. But let me get some things flipped out of the way here. This guy's so cool. He's so cool. Oh my gosh, look at him. It's Megatron. It's Dark of the Moon Megatron. Transformers Primified. And that is just totally my jam. That's absolutely 1,000,000% my jam. This guy is just a dream to me. I've wanted this for so long. And I've never wanted any of the others in the pack. Like, there's other cool figures in this multi-pack, but Megatron has just been the only one I wanted. That's why I never got the set when it came out. Because I was like, what am I going to do with all the rest of these? I wonder, can you flip that in? No, I've never had this grill attachment for this mold. So I'm guessing, yeah, that just clicks in. Okay. So, here we go. Here is Transformers Prime Breakdown, repainted with a new head into Dark of the Moon Megatron. How wild is that? How wild is that? One thing I want to see, does he have a... Thankfully, he has an opaque neck peg. That's actually how my breakdown broke, because the neck peg was made out of clear plastic. This is insane. I am in love. This is so, so cool. Look at the deco on this, all the rust and everything. I do have one complaint, and that is, it's very minor. It's just me being a nitpicky dork. The head sculpt is amazing, right? Let's get a close look at this head sculpt. Like, that is Dark of the Moon Megatron. That is so cool. I love the little, like, the little angles that kind of show you the movie Megatron look. Definitely the head crest is very movie Megatron. But it also has, like, a G1 face sculpt to it. But one thing that some BotCon figures have always had an issue with, it's like the quality of the silver paint. You can kind of see it on the shoulders and on the face. It looks like just craft silver paint just put on. It doesn't have the same quality as normal Hasbro silver paint. And it's, you know, not the end of the world. It still looks really cool. But also a lot of the head sculpts almost have this 3D printed look to them. Because, like, they're produced differently. A lot of these BotCon figures, they weren't really made by Hasbro in the same way. A lot of them were like made by FunPub, and you know, it's like an amalgamation. You know, it's like a new head sculpt put on an old body. So I'm sure like there is a green breakdown head that was attached with this mold that they just tossed out and replaced with this new head. I also do wish you had the damaged eye. Like, the whole gouged part of the head, and I wish he kind of had that. But for this iteration of Megatron, like, he won. He was able to get himself repaired and everything. That is just so cool looking, man. This is absolutely one of my favorite Megatron toys. And also, I love the green, because it's kind of like a throwback to G2 Megatron. But clearly, this is Dark of the Moon Megs. It's not, you know, proportionally, it's not a great fit, but... just look at this, man. Look at the greens. Look at the weathering. It's covered in, like, this rust paint. And I do have to say, the color of the knees works really well. It's nice to finally see this mold painted. Because this mold, it's always just molded plastic and stickers. It's so nice to see it painted. Let's get some of these weapons on him. So, unfortunately, with the breakdown mold, the hole for the side of the arm is close to the end. But... if you want, you can actually just put this on the top of the arm. And it kind of makes sense for, like, Dark of the Moon Megatron, too. Since he did have more of, like, a shotgun. So that looks pretty cool to me. I like that a lot. I don't think I'm going to have this guy with him, because I just feel like the white doesn't really make sense. But see, with Megatron, Fusion Cannon, Mace, yes, this is Megatron. These are his weapons. This is what he do. He do the mace thing, he do the fusion cannon thing. And those are so cool. Look at that. Those are so cool. Again, I'm not too worried about the robot modes on them. I'm not going to show you, like, oh, this is exactly how you transform these guys I don't even know the names of. They're not the main event here. Megatron is the main event. And I'm so happy. I'm so happy. He's so cool looking. I love that chrome on the grill, too. So his articulation, if you're not familiar with this mold, he's got a ball joint. He's got, like, big ball joints at the shoulders, as well as hinges at the shoulders there. Bicep swivels, elbow bends, nothing at the wrist. He does have a waist swivel, ball joints at the hips, thigh swivel, and then he's got some nice knees, and he's got ankles that move. So the articulation, you know, it's a Transformers Prime figure from about 10 years ago. So articulation's not going to be the greatest. But, I mean, look at this. This is Megatron. This is Megatron. Who would you be without me, Prime? Oh, dude. Yes. Definitely a unique piece to my collection. Definitely something that I'm very happy to have. This has always been my most wanted BotCon figure. I was at PowerCon a few weeks ago, and I was actually on the lookout for this guy, and I'm like, I doubt I'm gonna specifically find this one BotCon figure at a He-Man convention, and of course I didn't. But that's neither here or there. I'm just happy I got him. Yes, it was big money. It was big money boy time. But honestly, for me, if it's something that I feel like it's worth it, I don't mind. I don't mind dropping the cash. And for this iteration of Megatron, this BotCon Megatron, this has been so high on my want list. And my Transformers collecting's kind of reached a point too, where there's not a lot of older stuff I'm really, really after nowadays. I don't have like a big comprehensive like want list of things, and the things that I want are so like weird and obscure. It's kind of like, I'll get it when I get it. It's not like, oh my gosh, I'm panting. I'm looking on eBay every day for this exact thing. But this Megatron, I've been, keeping an eye on eBay for a while, and there was an auction that went up. I was the only one that bid. I was the only one. So that worked out for me. One thing I always find funny if the person that sold this to me sees this video, hi, your Megatron has found a very nice home. So I'm very happy I was able to get this. It's such a cool figure. It really is. It's definitely a different iteration. It's definitely a different, very obscure kind of take. It's definitely not going to be like my main Dark of the Moon Megatron. Like if I'm doing a display or whatever, where it's Megs versus Sentinel and Optimus, I'm going to go for the Studio Series, the old Voyager. It's not. This is its own thing to me. This is like its own iteration of Megatron, and it's so cool, and I love it. Alrighty, guys, I've rambled on long enough. Thank you guys so much for watching. Again, comment down below if you knew about this guy before this video. I'm sure some pretty hardcore collectors did, but given the fact that not a single person was able to guess correctly in my community post, I'm sure a lot of people did not. And it's really cool kind of discovering these old exclusive figures. Unfortunately, BotCon is not around anymore, at least not in the same capacity that it used to be. However, these kind of weird releases do live on in Generation Selects to a degree. But the days of these weird, wacky BotCon repaints are definitely gone. We will not see Terra dive into Depth Charge again, even though that wasn't BotCon. Animated Ironhide into animated Auto Troopers. I've got that one. Even though they are doing the new Auto Troopers, which again, like, it just shows like they still have a passion for these weird repaints. But we're not going to see a Dark of the Moon Megatron homage like this ever again. I highly, highly doubt it. Alrighty, guys, there we go. Thank you so much for watching. Special shout out to channel members as always. Thank you all so much for the continued support. Have a good one, guys, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.